Hi guys and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. Once again we have this time an international gameplay here in between South Korea and the Ukraine. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we are spawning here in the upper left in the red, it is TOSSGIRL, a female pro gamer here. And her opponent here in the lower part of the map in the yellow, it is WHITERA from Ukraine here, a very strong and very talented player here from Europe. Now both of them are spawning here on Medusa, very interesting and beautiful map. So let's just see exactly what they have prepared for us into this great matchup here in between Protoss and Terran. Now as you guys know, TOSSGIRL is a great inspiration here for all female pro gamers here. In a long time she has very much competed with the pro male players here and doing really well. So she was very strong and still is very strong. I don't have any updates yet on here of her, what she's doing in the year 2021, but in this game has been played in 2010, and back in those days she was very strong and of course feared by many male pro gamers. Now she's opening up here pretty standard with a supply depot in the front, pretty much sure that she's going to block here the entrance, prepare here her expansion. Let's have a look at WHITERA here with a casual pylon and one gateway. So pretty standard stuff here by him, no fast expansion yet for him, as he's already moving out here with his probe at the 1 minute and 30 second mark. Same can be said here for TOSSGIRL, as she's also moving out here just to explore the map, just to see exactly what WHITERA is up to. And by the looks of it, I think it's a 2 spawning location map here, as both players are heading into the right direction in here. So yeah, let's have a look what exactly they will be doing. Interestingly enough, TOSSGIRL is mining here some minerals from this place, and WHITERA still chilling around here into this place. Let's just see exactly what his plans are. The barracks is very close to being finished. He's still staying around here with this probe. Gateway should be also finished here, as he's going for, I believe, a cybernetics ore. Indeed, and he's also mining gas, so pretty soon we are going to be seeing some dragoons out here on the map. Dragoons, of course, very good early on against those marines, and even good against vultures or siege tanks. And yeah, let's have a look. This probe makes it into this proximity, is going to be annoying here. He's actually going to deal some good damage here against this SCV, so TOSSGIRL has to micro this SCV back, and even leaves here her SCV into this position, checking the expansion. And yeah, pretty soon no zealots are being placed here by WHITERA, as he's going straight into dragoons here. So no zealots, just dragoons yet here for him. The SCV is nicely being microed here, and I'm pretty sure she's going to uplift this barracks and allow the SCV to return home. She's also going now into her first factory. As you guys know, many Terrans really like to go into mass mechanical build orders with vultures, siege tanks and Goliaths. And yeah, let's have a look at the follow-up here, as WHITERA is trying here perhaps to glitch here this probe into this position, but sadly for him it's not being successful. Perhaps there was a possibility onto this map just to glitch the probe maybe inside of this hole, and it would spawn here outside. So yeah, he's still staying around here into this position. He's going to try perhaps another glitch. Let's just see if he's going to be successful this time. And yeah, sadly for him, no, it's not working out yet. So pretty interesting map here indeed, as perhaps the probe might have spawned here in the upper location, as WHITERA is still trying here to do this glitch, but sadly for him it's not working. Now let's have a look at the expansion here from TOSSGIRL. Yet no expansion. Perhaps she's going to choose to build it here into this position and upfloat it here back. Also no expansion yet here for the Ukrainian player, as he's moving out here with the first dragoon out on the map. Also placing a nice robotics facility bay here into this position, so we might see some shuttle gameplay here by him, as his dragoon is also here moving out on the map. So perhaps the first aggression really is going to happen. Notice that TOSSGIRL also leaves here a marine, so I'm pretty sure that this glitch would have allowed that probe to make it out on this way. Now in comes the first dragoon. Second dragoon is also on its way. The first tank, however, is also out here for TOSSGIRL, as she is going to of course hold this position. That siege tank ability also is almost being closed now, and the SCV is also on position just to repair the supply depot, the barrack, or the tank here for TOSSGIRL. So really good job here by her. Great defense, as she should of course hold and even fend this back as soon as the siege tank is going to siege up. So here we go. yet no expansion for both players. In comes the SCV just to check out the main here from WHITERA. She sees that observatory, so an observer is going to come out pretty soon here for WHITERA, as his probe is also making it into this position, so pretty sure that he's going for a expansion now, as he's saving up those minerals in here. Now his dragoons have retreated, still no expansion up for TOSSGIRL, and yeah, here are those dragoons just checking out the proximity here on the map. Perhaps he thinks that TOSSGIRL might have hidden some buildings here into this position. And yeah, nothing yet out of the ordinary. A very defensive gameplay here by both players. You'll notice that WHITERA also leaves here some dragoons into his main. Perhaps he thinks that TOSSGIRL might have gone for a starport build-up order here with some dropships, with some vultures. It would have been a possibility, of course, as TOSSGIRL also already has here her expansion back here into this position. So onto this map you don't place your expansion into this position, you just nicely place it defensively here in the back. As sadly here for WHITERA, he's losing his first observer to that turret, a nicely placed turret here for TOSSGIRL. And look at that, a little bit of a greedy gameplay here by WHITERA. He's feeling very confident. He's expanding into this position and this position, and at the same time he's moving out here with his dragoons just to show his presence here in front of the TOSSGIRL's base, perhaps not to allow any army move out here, or to make it very hard for an army move out. And in all of this time, of course, his expansions are going to pump out more and more probes in here. Both players at a 32 worker count, and in comes even that observer just to give as much vision as possible. So yeah, there is perhaps this second expansion here being placed by TOSSGIRL. Very important placement, of course, into this position, as WHITERA is still moving around here with his dragoons. Perhaps he's expecting a shuttle, sorry, just to drop here those dragoons into the main, almost into the main here from TOSSGIRL. And look at that, even more and more greedy gameplay here by WHITERA with his third expansion now here out on the map. At the same time taking control, or wishing to take control here of this point, of this expansion point here by TOSSGIRL. So really great and greedy gameplay here by WHITERA. However, this could have been greatly countered here by TOSSGIRL if she would have had a starport with some vultures, but then again, you never know what exactly your opponent is up to. Scan is not available yet here for her. Perhaps Scan would have been a good addition here for her troops, as she's slowly but steadily wishing to orientate into a macro orientated game here with that expansion, as we're closing also in at the 10-minute mark here. So not that many units back home here for WHITERA to defend. His dragoons are in the middle of the map. There are 2 dragoons in here, as he's now transferring those probes. And yeah, let's have a look. More and more buildings are being placed. Of course, the Citadel of Dune, just to upgrade those Zealot legs. Templar Archive, so we might see some Dark Templars, or maybe some High Templar. Stargate here. Interesting enough, maybe he's going into some carriers, or perhaps some Arbiters. Arbiters, of course, a great addition if you are a Protoss player later on against the Terrans, thanks to the fact that he makes, of course, your units invisible. Thanks to the recall, of course, you can mass teleport those units perhaps into the main here from the Terran and deal massive amounts of damage against the production building. Now we have TOSSGIRL moving here out with those vultures, sorry, and there are no defenses here for WHITERA. Sadly, he's going to lose here 4 workers, so pretty good job here by TOSSGIRL with those fast moving vultures in here. Nicely done here by her, killing 4 probes. However, the worker count is still going to skyrocket now here for WHITERA, as he's on 3 expansions here against only the 2 here from TOSSGIRL. So really great macro orientated game also here by WHITERA, as he's placing here a pylon. Perhaps he's going to build some cannons in here, as I'm pretty sure that TOSSGIRL is going to send even more and more units here towards those expansions. Let's have a quick look at her main. Is there a starport? No, it's just mass factories here for her. So pretty soon more and more vultures, more and more tanks will be produced here by her. The upgrades are also kicking in slowly but steadily here. Let's have a look at WHITERA bases. More and more gateways are being built. So we're pretty sure we're going to be seeing more and more zealots with dragoons and what are his next options. Is it going to be carriers? Oh no, I see Arbiter Bay here now. So the first Arbiter, a very early Arbiter here for WHITERA at the 10-minute mark here. Once again, TOSSGIRL tries to sneak in here 2 vultures into this position. So she does a great timing push here. Once again, a great drive-by here. But WHITERA also reacting here with 3 pylons just to block the entrance and 1 cannon here into this position. So yeah, very defensive gameplay here by both players, especially here by WHITERA, and a nice greedy gameplay here by WHITERA. And still no major attack here, no major engagement by these 2 pro players as we have passed the 10-minute mark in here. So more and more siege tanks are being added. Scan is finally available. I'm pretty sure that she has scanned this position and perhaps the main. So she knows that there will be, of course, some arbiters coming in. So she might add a Goliath or 2 here into her army composition. Let's have a quick check at the upgrades, 0 to 1 upgrades, and let's have a look at the Dragoons, also 0, 0, 0. So WHITERA just wishing to just add as much mass as possible. No upgrades yet here for him, just sheer mass against those siege tanks. Now in comes those vultures once again here on the map, placing those mines, but WHITERA should be of course ready for that with those observers. So really good job here by him. And yeah, let's have a look when exactly that Arbiter is going to come out here for WHITERA. There's that one Arbiter. He even had another hidden starport here into this position. So pretty good job here by him, as he's going to perhaps place even more and more Arbiters, and perhaps just the transition into carriers would also be a possibility here for him, as his economy looks really strong right now with 56 worker and 52 workers here for TOSSGIRL. Now an engagement is being prepared, but of course WHITERA has to be careful as there's so many mines being placed here on the map, and slowly but steadily TOSSGIRL is finally moving out here with those siege tanks, with those vultures, as we might see a first engagement in here. And those Goliaths really take some damage, so she has to retreat, perhaps just to repair those units. She also has to be careful not to clump up those siege tanks so much together, as a stasis trap would be very strong here from the Protoss against this army composition. And once again we have those nicely placed observers here for WHITERA, and a good scan goes out, so 1 observer might fall. We might see the first great engagement in here. So here we go, Zealots once again in the front, but TOSSGIRL decides to pull back straight into those mines, and this is what I was talking about. Look at that stasis trap, taking so many units out here for TOSSGIRLs. Those units are frozen, they're out here, and WHITERA is pushing here through. Not that many siege tanks are being sieged up. Finally some mines will be dealing also damage to their own units, and this is a great first engagement here for WHITERA, killing so much of the units here from TOSSGIRL. And he's even going to surround this army composition. At the same time, TOSSGIRL is moving once again out here with a small group of vultures. Perhaps she's going once again into this position, into the expansion, as WHITERA should of course take care of this position of this army composition here. And yeah, in comes those vultures, still placing mine. Really nice job here by her. 1 cannon in here, second one is being placed, but she's going straight for that 1 cannon, and she will deal so much economic damage here against WHITERA. So WHITERA needs to be careful. Perhaps many more cannons will be placed here by him, but not that many probes have been killed yet, as in comes once again TOSSGIRL with a nice army move out here with many more vultures. And here we go, those probes will very likely fall in here. Also many probes have fallen, so pretty good job here by TOSSGIRL, as she sits at 56 worker versus the only 49 now here by WHITERA. So great job here by her. After losing the first major engagement here, she is now inflicting economic damage against her opponent, and even placing more and more mines here out on the map. So this is what many Terrans do. They really send out their vultures just to place as many mines as much as possible on the map in case they are down. And look at that, so much splash damage is being dealt, as this observer is of course much slower against the main unit composition here from the Protoss. Really good job here by TOSSGIRL, but sadly for her, if I look at the supply, there's 60 more supply here for WHITERA, as he's moving here out once again with a nice army composition, and even many units are being placed into this position just to protect the expansion, as once again she's trying of course to buy time for her macro factories here. just to produce many more tanks in here. And yeah, really good job here by her placing all of those mines. But WHITERA is of course ready for that with his observers, with his dragoons, even leave some units into this composition. And yeah, this expansion will slowly but steadily produce those miners, those workers, as 2 cannons will be added here of course to hold this position. Now there's a nice army composition here for the Protoss. There's even 3 arbiters now, no actually 4, look at that, 4. And in case you're asking yourself why exactly he's going for 4, we've seen how important the stasis trap is against those siege tanks and against those vultures, but mainly against those siege tanks. So we're going to be seeing many more stasis traps. So in comes the stasis traps. Look at that, already taking out here 3 tanks. There's even a science vessel already taking damage, and WHITERA is moving forward. Perhaps he's going to cast even more and more stasis traps. So great gameplay here by him. Those arbiters really doing their job here as WHITERA is moving forward. His reinforcements are coming in, so TOSSGIRL in some serious trouble here. Also many units have been taken out here by WHITERA, and yeah, he's moving here forward with those zealots in the front. The siege tanks will deal of course damage to also their own SCVs here, and she will hold eventually, but thanks to these siege tanks. But at what cost, as those SCVs have to pull back. And look at that, WHITERA even waiting here for that science, for that stasis trap to expire, as he's just moving here for of course a great counter to that arbiter is for this science vessel here with that EMP shockwave. But it's 4 arbiters here, there was 4 arbiters here for WHITERA. Finally we did see a EMP shockwave against those shields, against that energy, and WHITERA has to retreat a little bit, but the damage has already been done here, as TOSSGIRL did lose a lot of mining time, she did lose a lot of workers. There's 10 more workers now here for WHITERA as she's trying to come in here, but there's 2 cannons into this position. Those vultures are hurt, and WHITERA not allowing any much more army move out here by TOSSGIRL. So really great job here by him, as he's pumping even more and more arbiters here out on the map. Finally we see a great army move out here with those vultures, but can they do any economic damage, as TOSSGIRL once again is moving out here. WHITERA reacting here by sending this smaller group out and even clearing some mines here, taking some damage. So in comes the vultures very fast, and yeah, they might join forces here with these other vultures, but they need to get a good connection here against those cannons, as she's retreating. But sadly for her, so much damage is being dealt against those vultures. There's even a nice observer here into this position. Perhaps a recall is also a position. This would be really great, but then again WHITERA doesn't know if there are any mines into this position or not. Once again TOSSGIRL on the defense. The economy looking very strong here for WHITERA. He's at almost 200 supply and 2000 minerals. Those things look really strong here for him, as he's even expanding into this position, having map control here. No observer yet here for him, as he might take some splash damage out of this mines. So here we go, those mines will hit of course. Really good job here by TOSSGIRL. And yeah, a recall might also be a very good idea into this position. This observer sees of course that there are no mines into this position, and he might cripple the production here from TOSSGIRL. So here we go, once again an army move out is being placed. Not that much energy, but there's even a stasis trap here now onto that science vessel. Another stasis trap. A good spread here by TOSSGIRL with those siege tanks, but in come the zealots in the front. So many tanks have been once again taken out here of this game. Zealots are in the front, but in the end so many zealots have fallen, as the dragoons are now moving here forward. And good spread, like I told you guys, with those siege tanks by TOSSGIRL. But it looks like WHITERA just having way too much in here, as he's moving here forward once again. And that's of course the GG here. So great game here by both players. WHITERA showing us a nice tactic here with mass arbiters, and showing us the strengths of stasis trap against the Terran. So this has brought him of course the victory in here. So great game here by both players. Let's just quickly check those stats once again, as I'm going to be clicking once again left and right if you guys are interested. Much more APM here for TOSSGIRL, but in the end WHITERA playing it very chilled out with those arbiters, giving him the victory. No recalls, he just placed mass stasis traps on those tanks, on those vultures, and in the end that has of course brought him the victory. And of course, he's a very macro-orientated game, so many expansions here for him, such a nice map control here for him. So really good job here. Okay guys, I hope once again you enjoyed this replay. I will be seeing you of course in the next replay. This is Tommy signing out.